I'm only taking one step at a time towards healing myself. I had to get out, I found a way out. No more living in pain or misery. It's all about protecting my energy. Keep the negative away from me, because I am just keeping my peace. Cut off everything that no longer was serving me, and I chose to start loving myself. I walk in my purpose, no looking back, I'm only going with it. B.O. standing there, a better version of me. I must say that I'm proud of me. It's not about how you feel, I'm living proof that God is real. So let me show you how to heal. Damn it, I'm wearing it well, cause I came a long way. My journey isn't yet complete, that's what it look like to heal. Damn it, I'm wearing it well, I'm proud of myself. It's nothing to it, you can do it, all you gotta do is just fight through it. Create a soul, create a soul, create a soul. Just fight through it. Create a soul, create a soul, create a soul, create a soul, yeah, yeah.
Welcome to Pain to Purpose podcast, where we have open discussions to heal together as a community. Today we are on episode 17, and it's our author series. And our special guest is author Hope Lenoir. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Creative. I'm so excited about being with you today.
I'm excited of having you. How are you?
I'm doing really well. It's cooler where I am in Texas, so I should say I'm fantastic today. How about you?
I'm great. It's burn up hot in Vegas, but we don't have the same weather that you have. But I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
Sure.
Thank you so much for coming on to the podcast. I really appreciate it. I know you being an author and wearing many hats, you are very busy. So thank you again.
Love to be here. Excited.
Thank you. All right. So let's get into this. So what made you become an author?
It's funny because I tell people all the time, I do not like to write. My dream was not to become an author ever. But now I have 3 books under my belt. Interesting.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. So the reason that I write actually is because it's something that I hear my clients or the market that I'm in, they're constantly talking about or constantly have a need for.
Okay.
And then that's what causes me to write. So, for example, my first book, which was the one that I thought, this is too much to tell people, and now I've become an open book, as you can say. But people needed to know that they were not alone. They're not the only one that have been in the same situation that I have been in or that they have been in.
Absolutely.
And I wanted to share my story so they could feel, one, again, not alone, but also some support and some inspiration that they have a greater, bigger picture that is on the way or probably already there that they just can't see yet, because being in it, sometimes we kind of miss all the great parts that are on the way or that are right there in our face. So I wrote that book for them. At the time, I was coaching one-on-one with clients.
Okay.
And so I said, this is a good time or opportunity to tell more people, to support more people, to inspire more people is through a book. All those that I can't reach or talk to, they could pick up that book and find what they need.
Okay. So is that spiritual counseling?
No, so I'm actually a career
Spiritual?
consultant. Yep.
Okay.
So it's interesting because the more people talk to me, the clients that I have, the business that I engage with, they're thinking, is this some type of spiritual counseling or emotional counseling, life coaching? But it does have to do with your career. And the thing about it is that we often leave our spiritual selves in another place, whether that's at home or in our community or in the places where we worship. And then we just shut it off when we go to work.
Right.
And then we feel unfulfilled or like something's missing, or I want to do more, or I want to do things differently. And it's that purpose that we leave at home or we left in the trunk of the car until it's time to worship in our services. It's that piece that's missing. And when we bring that to work, that's where we can get more fulfillment all day, especially for those of us who spend a lot of time at work. So I wanted people to know that you can engage this wherever you are. You should.
There are a lot of people that have gone through things and are going through things, and they think that they're alone. So I think it's great when people can be their authentic selves and they open up to share their story, although sometimes it can be hard depending on what the story is. But when you can actually be your authentic self and decide that you're no longer going to be silenced, and you're going to help other people, that's a great thing for
Mhm.
us to all come together and shed light on the positive, because at times things are negative, but you can turn that negative into a positive. And so just knowing that you're not alone and that you can, there's light at the end of the tunnel,
Yeah.
um, is great.
And sometimes it's perspective, right? Perspective of the space that we're in. So I'll tell a portion of my story if that's okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I am a person that has gone through a lot of loss. So
Okay.
for my mother was diagnosed with colon cancer while pregnant with me, and that's when I became Hope. So the chosen name before me, before I was born, is Hope. And people should understand that hope means to expect with confidence. And yes, Webster has all its different variations of what it means, and it's always going to change the more people do it differently. But when I looked it up for myself, it was to expect with confidence. And it's okay, they're not wishing really hard that I'm born. They're not thinking really hard that I'm going to be born. It is they're expecting that I'm going to be born and I'm going to be healthy. And so that's why they named me Hope. 9 months or so later, I lost my mother, and I lived with an aunt who was my guardian. In grade school, I lost her too. And then there's so many other things in my life, like being diagnosed with MS. It's just a bunch of things that happened before I became an adult. What all of those losses taught me and what stuck with me is not, I've been through so many negative things. It wasn't that. It was more of, I should recognize the meaning in every moment and in every action, even at work. So I love pain to purpose because what really shines, and I love the way you have purpose in cursive, what really shines is that I have a purpose. There was a reason I was chosen to still be here. And that could mean a lot of things. It could mean, yeah, maybe I'm strong. Maybe I'm creative. Maybe I'm going to touch a bunch of people's lives. Maybe I'm going to just spend more time and see the beautiful things that are created here in this world. It can mean a lot of things. Most of all, it means that I have a purpose, even
Okay.
at work.
Right. That's good. That's good. So what's the latest book that you've
Yeah.
have
So the book that I was talking about at first is Rush. Then I co-authored with six other women, my second book, co-authored with six other women called Seven Women, Seven Words. And in that particular book, I know you asked me about my latest one, but I have to share this one. That particular book was written by seven of us, and no one knew all of us. This was something that was inspired by my sister, but still, she didn't know all the authors that said yes to joining this. And our goal was to take 7 words and write a 2.5 page true story about ourselves so that we can inspire other women and men and children. So it's healthy enough for kids as well. And so we did that, and that was tough. It was a bunch of, should we use their names of the people that are in our story? Should we really tell this portion of the story my family doesn't know or my friend doesn't know? It was a lot of that type of conversation with us, with women who don't know each other and are trusting each other on this journey. So we had 7 words, we wrote that book, and we published that book. My last, or latest, I should say, my third book, Workday Catalyst, it looks super thick. I don't have one. I do. I do. I have a copy, Workday Catalyst. So it seems really thick, right? So that can be scary or it can seem boring. But the thing about it is that I give about 3 sentences on every page. The goal of these sentences was to inspire or give a tip during each workday. So I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but yeah, there you go. It's a few sentences. You read that and you go, okay, I'm ready for the day. Or you read it during lunch to say, okay, I just needed another pick me up. Or you read it after work before you go to bed. Whatever time of the day you want to read it, it's there for you on the work day. That was my intention. I had another interview with a woman in corporate America, and she said, I noticed that a lot of your pages are about purpose. And I said, well, I guess. And she said, well, let me show you on this page and on this page. I really like it. And I was like, good. It's a reminder that you are special. You are here. And because you're here, you've accomplished a lot. And guess what? There's so much more that you're going to enjoy and grow from. So I'm glad that that's a huge part of those tips and inspirations and reminders to help people through their workday.
That's good because inspiration is always great just to have some nuggets to help you during the day,
Yeah,
whether that's on your lunchtime or before you go to work or after. Sometimes, you may be having a bad day and you might need that little pick me up.
yeah,
And so those words do help
yeah.
to remind you of
It's
who you are and that you can get through it.
absolutely. It's interesting, creative, because though that's how I describe my book, whether you're on Amazon and you're reading about me or you're reading on the back cover, there are some people that do read more than one page a day. So I just want all of your listeners to know that if you have the book, it is okay to read as many pages as you want. You can start at the end and go to you can read in any order that you want. It's there for you just to give you what you need for that particular day. A couple of pages, all the pages, if you want to be bold, or one page.
Well, a good book when you start reading it, if it's really good, you're going to keep going because you want to see what's going to happen next.
Yeah,
So you're going to turn those pages and keep reading. So if the inspiration is there, you never know what somebody is going through. They may need more. So
yeah,
they may read more pages in that one day. As long as it's helping them get to where they need to go,
absolutely.
if it,
Absolutely.
if it touches one person, the job is done.
Yeah. When I launched my book in 2020, this is right before the pandemic officially.
Mhm.
This was February of 2020. By the way, I was self sabotaging myself because I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do it now. Maybe I should wait. Maybe I should do a couple more things. And then something just told me, do it now, in person. Treat everybody that comes, food, drink, whatever. They had sweets there. Just do it. And it was so, I don't know what the word is, inspiring, amazing, that just the next month, everything shut down. And so I'm so happy that I did that, that I listened and I moved. and that I was able to touch people in person at that event, and they were able to touch each other in that event and inspire each other for that. The other reason why I brought that up creative is because during the latter part of my launch, I said, well, ask me questions. What are your thoughts? And there was one woman that said, have you thought about an audiobook? And I was like, oh no, no. Hearing me for 200 and I think it's 65 days. No, I don't. And she's like, no, I want to hear your voice. You do it yourself. So I did go ahead and create an audiobook, especially one, because people ask, two, because if we're driving to work, we can hear that on our way to work. That nugget, that tip, that inspiration on our way to work.
That's
So I
true.
wanted to share that as well.
And then, it's funny that you said that, because when I talk to my brother, he tells me sometimes that he listens because he's busy. So
Mhm.
he listens when
Yeah.
he gets time.
Yeah.
My aunt does that too. She listens to the audios. So
Awesome. Awesome. Very
there's
good.
a lot of people that do that because they're so busy. So
Mhm.
they just listen to the audio.
Yeah. Awesome.
So that's good. All right. So can we see the cover of the other books and let us know where we can get them? Where can we
Yeah.
purchase?
So all of my books can be purchased on Amazon.com.
Okay.
The easiest way to find me on Amazon, you can just search for my name as an author, Hope Lenoir. You'll see it down there, how to spell my name. And you'll be able to see my author page with a list of all my books and the different versions, whether it's ebook, paperback, hardback, audio, whatever it is that you want, you can get that. Workday Catalyst is a great hardback book to put on your desk. It's a great desk book. Let's see. My first book in my organized area here. My first book is Rush. Here it is.
Okay.
And this one is a lot smaller. Remember, it's my first book. And as an introvert, it's like, I'm telling a true story. I'm telling all the deets about myself. Oh my gosh. But yes, so it is the first book. Now the first version of this book has a white cover. It has the same thing inside, but the reason why I said this one's revised is because I have worksheets after every chapter.
Okay.
Because that was some feedback too. Some people said, you know what, I need to write down things or ideas or what stuck out. However, I need to be prompted to what it is that I'm writing, or I should really look out for or highlight. So after each chapter, I put some type of question or worksheet or reflection moments to
That's
help,
good.
yeah, help the readers engage. Okay, this is where I can start engaging my purpose. And what I do want to tell people is what this book doesn't do is say, you got to find your purpose. You got to hurry up and find your purpose. You better rush to do it. That's not what it is. It's titled Rush because rush is the feeling that you have when you're engaging your purpose. And so we probably all had those moments where I get excited because we're talking about something or we're doing something or we're hearing
Yeah.
something excited, but we don't take the time to actually listen to what just happened or appreciate or recognize what just happened, that excitement, that rush feeling that we had. So that's where the title comes from. It's a feeling, that rush feeling. It's not rush to do something. I don't want readers or anybody in this world to be stressed about chasing and finding their purpose because it's already there. It's there. You just need to engage it. And the more you engage it, the more you're going to love it and learn about it and want to use it and want to share and serve others.
And that's good. I think that's a good book because a lot of people, they don't realize that they do have a purpose.
Mhm.
Everybody has a purpose. It's just
Yes.
a matter of if you know what your purpose is. So someone reading that book and that's not sure what their purpose is, that can help them. And
Yeah,
to do the work
absolutely.
as you're
Absolutely.
reading. So that's good. That's good.
Absolutely. You know what? It is true that all of us have a purpose. And what's important about it is just not how many people you can touch, serve, and help grow, but also for yourself that you can be touched and grow and to come out of a lot of what we deem as negative situations is engaging that purpose. But also, what people don't know is that those who engage their purpose are less likely to have Alzheimer's, less likely to have heart trouble, are more innovative. And when we're thinking about a work environment, they're more loyal and creative in their organizations. So purpose does so many things that we just don't know about, and we absolutely should know about.
I always say that my podcast and the things that I do is not just for the audience, it's not just for other people. I learn from the guests that come onto my podcast and from networking, the people that I come in contact with. I do learn and get gems from them as well. So it's
Mhm.
for everybody.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, is there any gems that you would like to give our audience before we end?
I do. I do want to say um, that we all know that everybody has purpose. We should know that. We should know that it's important. Another thing that I want to share is that I, I've been talking about this probably for 2 weeks now at different events. I want people to understand that purpose is not pouring out all of yourself where you're just totally empty. Like just pouring out your purpose to everybody and you're depleted because that's not safe. That's not the way it's supposed to be. We should remember that we should be filled as well. And we should ask to be filled. We should ask for that abundance so that when we serve others, we're giving more through our purpose than we ever imagined, and we are not being depleted. We are not tired, exhausted. We're in a whole nother space of fulfillment when we engage our purpose the right way, remembering that we are valuable as well.
That's good. Thank you for that. And
Yep.
to our audience, remember it's only pain until you discover your purpose and start your healing journey. We'll see you next time.